Hey folks, Machinery Pete here. I'm in Southwest Iowa today. We're here to cover a big auction tomorrow, June 29th in, near Lenox, Iowa.
Yeah.
And we're here with Ray Gaesser from Corning, Iowa?
Yeah, Corning, Iowa.
Okay, and Ray has kind of been involved with the farm operation here and knows the owner, Jack Butler, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yep, worked with Jack for a long time?
Yeah, 25 years or more.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful farm out here. And Ray, folks, you probably know Ray. With the American Soybean Association, ASA. You've been on the board and going to be president next year?
Yes, I'm first vice president here in 2013, and starting in early December, I'll be president.
Well, that's fantastic, Ray. Hats off for, giving your time over the years for a great organization. And folks, our demand for soybeans here in the, U.S. has skyrocketed. And Ray, why don't you talk about what you've seen in your involvement with the association and world growth the last decade or so.
So, as far as exports of soybeans and soybean usage, it's grown tremendously in the last 20 years or so. We were growing, in the mid-1990s, we were growing, 50 or 60 million acres, and now I think the USDA said today 77.7 or 8 million acres. Wow. So about a 50% growth in acres in the United States, but a double or tripling of production in South America, and we're still able to more than use up all the soybeans that we can produce. The China market, is growing really rapidly. South America is using a lot more of their own soybeans also.
Mm-hmm.
We're working in India, which eventually will be a market, we believe, like China, but it'll take a little time yet. But in 1990, China bought 0 beans from the United States. Today they buy 1 out of 3 rows from the United States. So it's a tremendous explosion in demand, and really nice for the price of soybeans and for soybean farmers.
Well, what I find so interesting is the foresight necessary by ASA decades ago to be involved over in China as that opened up. Why don't you talk about your experience with that over the years and what you've learned?
Well, the American Soybean Association started the marketing programs more than 50 years ago in Japan, and 30 years ago opened up an office in China, and there was really no idea that the growth would be there for sure. It just looked like there were a lot of people there, 800 or 900 million at the time, and it could potentially be a lot of demand, and it was just great foresight from our directors and our staff back 30 years ago to open that office.
And the benefits we're enjoying today of the demand, Now, have you been over to China, Ray, then?
Yeah, I've been there, 4 or 5 times. I was just there in April, and we were talking to the leadership in China about some of the approvals that we really need them to accept, the new dicamba traits, the new 2,4-D traits, the Plenish traits in our soybeans for, high oleic and then having a healthy oil. Those are all things that we were asking the leadership to move forward on because there's been a big delay there in approvals, and just lately they've approved, there were 19 delays altogether, and they've approved about half of them. Not quite the ones we wanted them to yet, though.
Takes patience, doesn't it?
Takes patience, it really does.
Now, how about your travels over to China, Ray? What do you tell people when they ask you, what's China like? What are people there like? What are your insights?
Well, the first time I was there was probably 7 or 8 years ago, and I was expecting a people of downtrodden who wore that same gray uniform, everyone, and it wasn't like that at all. The cities are really vibrant. They're, the people have more and more liberties all the time. They were walking around downtown in the cities with their families in the evenings, talking on their cell phone and going out to eat, just like you would here in the United States. So it's a really fast-growing middle class and upper class in China. The last time I was there, I saw lots of Mercedes and BMWs and all the high-end cars in downtown Beijing. So they're some of them are doing very well.
Right, and you're right, that doesn't maybe fit our perception.
It doesn't fit with this perception that I had anyway, and that's the thing that we need to remember is that middle class really creates a lot of demand for food, for soybeans, for animal agriculture, and those kind of things, and we want to supply that need here from the United States.
Well, again, tremendous work being done by the ASA there, the outreach and the patience and just the long-range vision. That's great. Now, how about Ray personally? You're an Indiana boy.
Yeah, I grew up in Indiana. My wife and I got married in November of 1977. I did remember that.
Okay, very good.
We
And where in Indiana are you from?
In southern Indiana, east of Evansville. My wife is from north of Evansville, about 10 miles.
Okay.
So anyway, we were married. A week later, we moved to Iowa. We had a farm bought already here, and started farming here. And it's just
now you got to tell folks, Ray. This is a cute story. Your first visit to Iowa.
Okay.
You love Iowa. Now,
I do. I really like, Iowa's, to me, is always been the place to farm in. In
awesome.
1974, the Farm Progress Show was in north central Iowa at Fort Dodge.
Okay.
And myself and 3 other guys who were 20 or so.
From Indiana.
From Indiana.
Okay.
Went to the Farm Progress Show and camped overnight.
Okay.
And when we got back home, the other 3 guys said, were telling everybody that they had to drag me all the way home and that I left scratch marks all the way across Iowa. So it didn't take very long. In 3 years we were back. It was just a real terrific opportunity for us. And
so you guys moved to the Corning, Iowa area late 70s, 1980?
Late 70s, yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And been here and happily doing your thing ever since?
Happily doing our thing ever since.
Okay.
We're really fortunate to find a good spot and good neighbors and good land.
Well, it's a beautiful country around here, Ray. And again, hats off for all your time and effort over the years with American Soybean Association. And Ray, if folks want to support the cause, which the benefit, your website is?
Yeah, our website is soygrowers.org.
Okay.
We're always anxious to have new members and help us to do the policy work and the trade work and everything else that we need to do.
Well, you guys are making rubber meet the road and doing great things. And again, hats off and thanks for visiting, Ray.
Yeah, glad to. And hope we have a good sale tomorrow.
Oh, it'll be fun. It'll be great fun. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Ray. Yep.